Didik TV KPM.
Yes, now we are moving on to section A.
Baik.
Where section A are on objective questions. So these are the type of questions from my analysis. Jadi kalau kita tengok di sini, jenis-jenis soalan yang akan keluar dalam section A are identify sigma and pi bonds or type of hybridization of carbon atom in carbon compound, or they can ask you on classification based on functional group. And then they will ask you to arrange in order of physical properties. For example, boiling point, acidity, or basicity. And next type of question, they will ask you to choose reagent, condition, or scheme for the preparation of a compound. Next, they can also ask you to choose correct product form. And last, they can ask you to choose the correct or true or not true statement. Now, we're moving on to the next slides. Okay, so soalan ini adalah daripada soalan section A 2015 ulangan semester 3. Which numbers of sigma and pi bonds corresponds correctly to the molecules C2H4 and C2H2. So here, in order for you to answer these questions, you first have to draw the structural formulae of ethene C2H4 and ethine C2H2. So from the structural formulae of the two compounds, you will know that for ethene, there are 5 sigma bonds and 1 pi bond. And then for ethine, there is 3 sigma bond and 2 pi bond, which will give you the answer, which is D. And then moving on to the next question. This is again from 2015, but this is semester 3, not repeat, yeah? So here, the structural formula of warfarin is shown below. Warfarin is classified as, so students, in order for you to answer this type of question, you have to analyze the structural formula of warfarin, and then once you analyze the structural formula of warfarin, you can identify there are actually 3 homologous series present in warfarin, which are ester, alcohol, and ketone. So that's why the answer goes to A and ester. Because the other option, we don't have the other 2. So we only have 1 ester, that is the answer.
Okay.
Next, we move on to the other objective question. Ini daripada 2015 juga. The acidity of the following organic compounds can be determined from their pKa values. Which is the correct sequence of the compounds according to the ascending order of pKa values? So kat sini, nak jawab soalan ni, you have to know for compound 1, that is a carboxylic acid with 1 carbon. And for the compound 2, that is another carboxylic with a chlorine atom at carbon number 2. And then the third compound, that is another carboxylic acid where the chlorine atom is at carbon number 3. And the last compound, the fourth compound, that is a phenol. Phenol contains an aromatic, phenol is an aromatic compound with the benzene ring. So in order for you to in order for you to put the correct sequence in order of pKa values, you need to understand this involving acid strength. So acid strength from the strongest to the weakest, which correspond to the pKa values from smallest to largest. So let us look at the option given. Option C and D are eliminated because compound 4 is the weakest acid. Compound 2 and compound 3 are chloroacids, which are stronger acids because there is electron withdrawing effect of the chlorine atom. Electron withdrawing effect, here you also known as inductive effect. And the last one, compound 2 is the strongest acid because the chlorine atom in the compound 3 is further away from the carboxyl. So the correct answer, the correct sequence is option B.
B. 2, 3, 1 and 4.
Yes.
All right.
Next, we move on to the other objective question. This is from 2019.
Oh, okay.
Reaction scheme for the preparation of benzyl 4-methyl benzoate is shown below. Which reagents are used in 1 and 2? The reaction scheme given to you. What are you going to do with the reaction scheme? So here we can see there are the starting material is a Grignard reagent, undergo reaction to form X, and then the final product is an ester. So here the correct 1 and 2 are A. So why is it A? Option A is the answer because acyl chloride group reacts with alcohol to form ester. Whereas option B is not the answer because CH2OH group does not react with alcohol to form ester. Alcohol cannot react with another alcohol.
Okay.
And then C, from the structure of product, options C and D are eliminated because the missing of CH3 group in reagent 2.
2. Okay.
We move on to the other question, 2015 repeat. Compound X shows the following properties. Produces white precipitate with bromine water, does not form a dye with nitrous acid at temperature 0 degrees Celsius, produces a type of salt when hydrochloric acid or aqueous solution of sodium hydroxide added. Which is compound X? Looking at the options given to you, A, B, C and D, we can identify that in A, there is aliphatic alcohol and phenylamine. For B, we have phenol and then we have phenylamine. For C, we have phenol and alkylamine, and D, we have alkylamine and benzoic acid.
Yep.
So here, from the structures of the compound given, we can say that X maybe is phenol or phenylamine. Option D is eliminated. X is not a phenylamine. For the properties, second properties, X is not a phenylamine. So option A and B are eliminated. So that's why the answer goes to C. And those two are the chemical equation for the reaction of C with acid hydrochloric and solution of sodium hydroxide.
All right. Next question.
Okay, next question. We have the structural formula of menthol is shown below. Which statement is true about menthol? So when you look at the structure of the menthol, we can identify there are 3 chiral carbons and there is a functional group hydroxyl inside menthol. So menthol is classified as secondary alcohol. So the answer, the true answer is C. It is a secondary alcohol, of course. And then why A is wrong? Because we know once you have chiral carbon, you are optically active. And then when you are a menthol here, so due to the presence of large hydrocarbon group in menthol, it is soluble in organic solvent such as menthol. So that is wrong for B. And then D, since the menthol contains chiral carbon, it will show optical isomerism, not geometrical isomerism.
Didik TV KPM